2020 was the year of the unexpected. At Plainfield High School, located in the quiet corner of northeastern Connecticut, fall sports continued in a non-traditional fashion due to the COVID-19 pandemic. For the defending conference championship girls soccer team, earning an undefeated record during a shortened season wasn't enough. So they decided to do what any girls soccer team might do: become an unofficial football team. How did they decide to play a historically male-dominant sport? It can all be attributed to an all-women's football team located less than 100 miles to the north in Boston. ESPN's documentary Born to Play follows the Boston Renegades' effort to capture a national title in the Women's Football Alliance. The girls' soccer team was so inspired by the documentary, they started playing football. Junior Hannah Irons describes how it started.
Okay, so this all started because me and my friend were talking about an ESPN documentary that I just finished watching that night called Born to Play. Born to Play is a documentary about an all-women's tackle football team, and these women are amazing at what they do. And it got me thinking, like, with the second season happening because of COVID, like, could we, the girls' soccer team, play on it? But from that, it started this conversation with me and my friend, like, could this happen? Like, could it really happen? And while we were having that conversation, Hannah Price came over and overheard our conversation. And from that, she started talking to everyone, which it ended up inspiring the whole girls' soccer team.
In Connecticut, due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, the CIAC, the governing body over high school athletics, made a fall alternative season in the spring for football to be played, hoping that the COVID situation would allow for student athletes to play. So since there would be no other sport going on during this fall alternative season, the girls' soccer players could essentially play football. They were so excited that they could potentially play football, they started playing right there at soccer practice with a shoe.
So I grabbed my Nike white shoe and I was like, Hannah, go long. She went long. We started passing the football around. We started a whole defense and offense. Hey guys, I'm Lindsay Price. I am a junior. I play center midfield on the soccer field and running back on the football field.
Hannah Price, senior captain, noticed that there was interest, and she knew that spring was just too far away to wait. So she organized a two-hand touch game for the next day off. They were so excited, they told their head coach Jan Zielinski that they were going to play football the next day off. He thought they were just kidding around.
Yes.
They were serious. The next day off, they did exactly what they said they would do: show up and play the game they all fell in love with during practice. There was one thing they weren't expecting, though: the confused looks.
When we first got there were cheerleaders there, and we kind of just turned all their heads to us, obviously. And as we were playing, the football players and their coaches were just staring at us too, and everyone was kind of confused. Hi, I'm Olivia DiGiacomo. I'm a junior, and I play midfield on the soccer field, and I played wide receiver on the football field.
I then asked them, how did you guys feel about receiving these weird looks? And their answer might just shock you.
We wanted to put on a show.
Yeah.
If they're going to watch us, we're going to make it good.
I mean, in my eyes, I was like, well, all eyes on us, so let's make it good.
That's Hannah Price and Lindsay Price. Yes, they're sisters, but they wanted the record to show that they put on a performance for everyone watching. They ran the ball in organized jet sweeps, they threw the ball in elaborate play-action passes, and most importantly, they kicked field goals. But they would also be the first ones to tell you that they didn't know football. It was up to Hannah Irons to explain the ins and outs of the games to the team.
I was the only person who knew. So I'd go into the huddle and be like, okay, so you're going to run an out route, or you're going to run a slant or a cross. And they're like, what is that? And you kind of like got to be able to tell them you want to run up like 5 yards and then cut hard, in a sense. So I felt like it got better at me teaching people what's happening with them having no idea what's actually happening, in a sense. And they got better over time.
It's evident that this team loves football. So would it be a shock to see some of these girls playing for the Boston Renegades in a couple of years? For quarterback Allison Cahill of the Boston Renegades, it's a very real possibility.
No, I shouldn't be, right? I mean, it sounds like they were super passionate about it. I mean, they love soccer. It's fun. They love their teammates. But once given the choice and the opportunity, like, they might just be football players through and through, you know? So, you know, if they have the passion now and the means and resources and opportunity later, like, of course, like, let's put them in pads and let them live their dream, you know?
We'll now have to wait and see if they do pursue the gridiron. In Plainfield, Connecticut, I'm Jacob Irons.